Good Friday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a detailed look at your forecast over the next 7 days during this 15-minute broadcast stream. Outside right now, we've got mostly cloudy skies over the area. Over at the Horseman's Western Store, currently 74 degrees, and that humidity is quite high on the roofing at 911 Skycam Network. Unfortunately, had to bring back the allergy report today. Tree pollen back up to moderate levels today, and mold at very high levels across Southeast Texas. So if you have allergies, you may be feeling it this afternoon. In your weather headlines, there's a small risk of isolated severe weather up in the lakes area. We've certainly seen better chances than what we're going to see tonight. Regardless, showers and thunderstorms looking pretty good tonight, as we may get some very beneficial rainfall over spots across Southeast Texas. A pretty strong cold front comes through. After that, it looks like a colder, windy, gray weekend across Southeast Texas, and that gray is going to stick around, we think, for at least the first half of next week, and that will result in below normal to normal temperatures as dry weather then resumes unabated through much of next week. So again, there is a small chance of severe weather up in the lakes area until about 2 a.m. And the lakes area, just so you're clear, is Tyler County, northern Jasper, and northern Newton counties. We don't expect severe weather per se here in the Triangle as far as your weather impact alert tonight. Again, low end chance, low end severe weather. If storms go severe, then they could contain winds of 60 miles an hour and or hail of 1 inch or greater. I just don't see a threat for tornadoes. So small chance, and if they are severe, they'd be on the weak side of the spectrum as far as severe weather. So basically stay weather aware tonight, as some of those storms may awaken you during the wee hours up in the lakes area. So again, between now and about 2 a.m. up in the lakes area, we expect the shower and thunderstorm activity start ramping up per latest modeling, and then that line then sweeps through heading towards the Triangle, so your rain chances will be going down in the lakes area and probably ending by say 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, if not sooner. So here's the latest high-res modeling. We don't expect too much here in the Triangle the next several hours. May not be here until after midnight and probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but as you can see, by midnight, pretty good coverage up and towards the lakes area. And again, some of those could be severe. Then again, they may not. Hopefully they're not. And then that kind of weakens and heads towards the Triangle at about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in a weakened state. As you can see, I just don't expect severe weather. As the front comes through, our winds will turn to the north and west, and down, down, down temperatures go. So we'll go with a 20% coverage at most coming up on Saturday, and then dry weather Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday into Friday of next week. As far as rainfall, I hope this is not wishful thinking. Boy, it would be nice if we could get an inch or an inch and a half up in the lakes area. Again, a lot less towards the Triangle, unfortunately, so the drought will probably worsen if this materializes in the Triangle. May get some help up and towards Tyler County. Otherwise, tomorrow, let me start that over again. I want you to see this. So there's your rain. Tomorrow morning will be the warmest weather of the entire weekend because temperatures go down, down, down all day tomorrow afternoon. And by quitting time tomorrow, it may be in the low to mid 50s across Southeast Texas. Pretty impressive temperature drop. Not the biggest we've ever seen, but it's going to be a blustery day. We'll probably see wind gusts of 25 miles an hour across Southeast Texas out of the north. And with temperatures around freezing right now into the Texas Panhandle, that colder air is going to certainly filter into our area. So it's certainly going to feel more like winter over the weekend. I've gone 55, but don't be surprised if it's colder, as those winds will be advecting or transporting that colder weather into our area. Chose the HER model. Usually it does real well when you've got cloudy skies, northerly wind, and when it's cold up into the Texas Panhandle, we like this particular model. So maybe the lower 50s by, say, 6 p.m. here in Beaumont. Similar story up in the lakes area. Don't expect any rain. Cloudy skies, a blustery day, a blustery colder day. So today we got up to 80 degrees or thereabouts. Will be 25 degrees colder coming up tomorrow. Look how the temperatures just go down and they kind of steady and then lower by 6 p.m. You could be close to 50 degrees up in the lakes area. Otherwise, after, let's see, today is the 9th, tomorrow's the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Okay, so after Thursday, our average high temperature, we're in the coldest part of the year right now. 63 is our average high temperature. By Friday, the average starts increasing to 64. Regardless, below normal temperatures are expected Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but we're closer to normal. Then we may go a little bit above normal as another cold front comes on in, strong cold front, as south winds may push those afternoon high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, and then it's back down towards Thursday and Friday of next week. So no more upper 70s for the foreseeable future. And right now, it's pretty quiet across the area. Notice how quickly these clouds are moving off to the north and east. That's subtropical jet right over us. Temperatures around 70 up and towards Jasper. Very balmy. Our normal high temperature this time of year is 63 to put things in perspective. As right now we're in the low to mid 70s here in the Triangle. On the Pro Roofing Concepts satellite and radar loop, the closest rain is headed towards Tyler County. Lucky, as you can see, a few thunder showers there, nothing severe, and that's what we're hoping for tonight, and that may happen as most of the energy and dynamics is off to the north and east. So far, Jasper has been the big winner up towards Jasper, northern Newton counties today. We haven't seen anything really to speak of here in the Triangle. And again, hopefully we can add to those totals. So here we go. We are very mild across the Texas Gulf Coast. Look at that, 80 in Brownsville, 75 in Houston, even 72 into San Antonio. But temperatures up into the Panhandle. Look at that, 30 into Amarillo, 41 into Lubbock. And that cold air is going to be headed southwards as that front gets pushed on off towards the south and east. As you can see, temperatures running as much as 20 degrees colder up into the Texas Panhandle. And I think we're going to get on some of that action coming up tomorrow afternoon. So the front is on the move, but the second piece of cold air, really the second front is going to be pushing this front through our area as we continue with the southwesterly flow aloft. This is the subtropical jet that is screaming over our area right now. And that's why we're going to see lots of clouds tomorrow and a lot of gray, we think, through at least the first half of next week. As you can see, the subtropical jet is right over us, emanating from the Pacific around the base of that trough. Let's try that again. And it's like that. That's the subtropical jet right now. And the winds associated with that subtropical jet are around 189 knots, around 200 miles an hour, particularly over the Midwest right now. So it is creating quite a bit of lift in that region up in towards Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, up into the Midwest as this trough continues to dig southwards. It's energizing that subtropical jet. When you get these troughs, the subtropical jet stream becomes more active. That's why there's a small threat for severe weather because of that lifting, because of that strong wind aloft that causes the air to want to rise closer to the ground. So that's why we're going to see showers and storms coupled with this cold front coming on in. So we'll put this into motion, and real good chance up in the lakes area by 10:30 tonight as this front slowly sags into our area. And by 1 a.m., a couple storms, maybe not, but maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm as this continues to push on off towards the south and east. And with any luck, we'll get good amounts of rain even in here in the Triangle. By 3 a.m., it should be winding down or at least moving off into southwest Louisiana as those winds swing around to the northwest and we start the cooling process. So by 7 a.m., it may only be in the lower 60s to upper 50s in the lakes area and into the mid 60s here in the Triangle. And then temperatures will be continuing to drop through much of the day coming up tomorrow. They may table out for a little bit, but don't be surprised by sunset that we're into the lower 50s across the area coming up tomorrow afternoon. And did I mention the winds are going to be at times up to around 25 miles an hour? So it is going to be a blustery Saturday afternoon across southeast Texas. And there you go. Look at that. The rains, maybe a few sprinkles, but as you can see, by 7 p.m., close to 50 in the lakes, lower 50s in the Triangle. So a lot colder across southeast Texas tomorrow. So here's the trough of low pressure that I was alluding to. And this trough of low pressure is going to leave behind a piece of energy over towards the southwest. but I don't think that's going to be an issue for us as far as any rainfall. It'd be nice if we could get this low to pick up some moisture out of the Pacific and move across our area as we head on in to, say, I believe it's Thursday of next week, but another trough of low pressure coming on down. And there it goes, coming on in, but the atmosphere is just too dry as this piece of energy comes on into our area as we work on into Wednesday and Thursday. So right now we're ignoring the modeling and we're just going to go with dry weather through the week. But again, you can see this secondary trough of low pressure coming on down. Ahead of it, it will get fairly mild on Wednesday, but then we start cooling down as we head on into late next week, followed by another very strong trough of low pressure as we work towards next weekend. And that will just continue this maybe colder than normal pattern because we continue to get this big ridge of high pressure over towards the west coast. Big ridge of high pressure. Look at the high right there. You can see it over Nevada, the Great Basin. And with this low and trough over the Midwest, this is ideal for bringing in colder weather straight out of Canada into the state of Texas. So next weekend looking pretty cold too across southeast Texas. At least that's the way it looks right now. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at small craft advisory for choppy seas around 2 to 4 feet. We'll see north winds at 15 to 20 knots increasing to 20 to 25 knots. Our forecast tonight will go with an 80% coverage in the lakes. Again, maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm. And in the triangle, cloudy with a 50 to 60% coverage of badly needed rainfall. Temperatures dropping into the low to mid 60s, not so much because of the colder air moving in, but because of the rain. Then after that, that's our high, and we will continue to fall. I've chose around mid-afternoon when most people are going to be out for high temperatures because I think the highs will actually occur in the morning. But again, take a coat if you're going to be out tomorrow because they will drop close to 50 by the end of the day. Mostly cloudy, maybe a sprinkle here or there, but a blustery day across southeast Texas. Taking a look at your weather impacts 7-day forecast. Again, the lakes area will be monitored until about 2 a.m. for a small chance, an isolated threat for severe weather up that way. Otherwise, stay weather aware. That's the best advice. And then Sunday looks gray. Monday and Tuesday look gray across southeast Texas. As you can see, those lows dipping into the 30s. And it looked like Monday was going to be the coldest, but the clouds are kind of tough to forecast. But it may be Tuesday morning after all. Regardless, Monday's not going to be far behind this one. So maybe a light freeze up in the lakes area by Tuesday morning and into the mid to upper 30s as we head towards Tuesday morning. There's that brief warm up as the next cold front comes on in. Dry weather with this one as the atmosphere is too dry to support any rainfall over the next 7 days. So again, if you're just joining us, severe weather possible, a very small chance up in the lakes area till about 2 a.m. And this will be a low end threat. There'll be weak severe thunderstorms if that makes sense. And again, just stay weather aware as this passes on into our area later tonight. The showers and storms should be ramping up after about 9 or 10 up in the lakes area. May come on into the wee hours of the morning, and some beneficial rains even in the triangle, minus the severe threat. So we just think it's going to be mainly up into the lakes area if anybody sees severe weather. As I said earlier, it would be nice to see 1.5 inches up towards the lakes. I don't think that's going to happen, but this is the model that I chose to doing the best job. We'll go with about 1 inch in spots up in the lakes area, grossly lower here in the triangle, but again, looks like a drop.